Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with another video, and for today's video I am going to do my weekly check-in for week 2 of my February monthly budget. And if you guys have been keeping up with my other budgeting videos for the month, then you guys know that I weekly check in every single week to see what it is that I spent so far in my cash dividers. I just recently changed from cash envelopes to cash dividers, which are actually right here. These are for my shop, and I have 6 of them, which are groceries, eating out, gas allowance, beauty, and coffee. And the reason why I changed 2 dividers for this month is because I am doing a new system, which is instead of keeping my cash envelopes inside of my personal planner, I am now keeping them inside of my wallet, which I've never done before. And I mentioned this in last week's check-in, but it has become so much more convenient to have all of my cash in my wallet rather than in my personal planner, and I just really love it. So I'm glad that I was able to kind of make that change for myself, because obviously you don't know what you like up until you try it. So for me, week 2 is from the 10th until the 16th. So I like to typically check in from Monday through Sunday, except last week I know I had to check in for a couple of extra days. But let's see. The categories that I'll be weekly checking in for are as follows. So I have food, which you guys know are both my groceries and eating out cash envelopes. We have gas, which is by itself. We have shopping, which this is my allowance and beauty cash dividers. And then last but not least, I do like to track any unbudgeted expenses, which I don't think I have any for this week, which is great. Okay. So I haven't yet laid down any of my budget expense stickers, which, as you guys know, I like to track my expenses in my monthly view just to get a better look at what it is that I purchase within the month. And it actually really helps me out to see if, let's say, I have to increase an amount for one of my categories, or when is it that I, for the most part, spend the most money. I think by now I have a really good idea of when it is that I spent my money, which is most of the time the beginning of the week for me is pretty bare, because of course I try to get right into like work and stuff like that. That's kind of the reason, I think. But it's, I think, nice to find patterns, especially within your budget, so that you could have a better and more accurate budget at that. So I do have a couple of stickers that I will be using today. So I have my payday no spend, and I already did write down a few of my expenses. I didn't have that many this week, and I think the main reason why is because I was extremely sick. If you guys follow me on Instagram, then you guys know pretty much how sick I've been, and if you guys would have seen yesterday's plan with me, then you guys know that I actually ended up going to urgent care and everything on Tuesday because I was that sick. So I am just going to go ahead and start with laying down some stickers here. And I had my student loan payment on the 11th, and that was $130.77. I'm just getting a build-to sticker from one of the add-on sheets that I offer in my shop. So put you here. And I never laid down my envelope stuffing or my car payment due, which now my car payment is due on the 1st. That there, and I don't even think the envelope stuffing sticker fits in there, so I'm just not even going to worry about it. I did have a payday last Tuesday, so I will just put that there. And I think I'm ready. I also have my micro happy planner where I keep all of my cash divider trackers in the back. So this is how these look, and this is where I will be looking to see what days it is that I had spending. So let's see. I think for the most part it was only from groceries and coffee. I did have my final exam on Saturday the 15th, which I'm hoping to have done better than I think I did. I did study quite a bit, but you just really never know. I think I still have like 3 courses to go before I'm ready to take the oral exam, which I kind of want to make an update video on that because it's a whole ordeal, I think, which I won't mention too much in this video. But on the 11th, I gave my mom some groceries money, which was $35. I typically give her anywhere between 40 to like 50. It just really depends, but this month I wasn't able to give her too much because I was thinking of still having money left over for the next 2 weeks. So I'm thinking I might just have to up my groceries amount, just because, as you guys know, my sister's no longer living with us, and I just want to be able to help my mom a little bit more now that I can. I tried to meal prep for this week, but I was really sick, and I didn't even end up eating my meal prep for most of the days, or even finish preparing one of the things that I wanted to make. So that kind of was a waste, but I'm feeling so much better this week, and I'm sure that my mom will either end up cooking something or I'll go ahead and make something for the rest of the week. And then on the 12th, I did go to Target, and that was $27. So I'm just gonna put you right here. And as you guys can see, I also do have a key here which tells me what every single one of the different colored budget expense stickers mean. So we have, of course, red for unbudgeted, pink for food, teal for shopping, purple is gas, and then the last one is a yellow one, which is an other category, which is essentially just any other categories that I don't weekly check in for, but that I still do have in my monthly budget, and coffee is one of them. So let me take a look. I actually ended up reloading my card on the 15th. I did go to other places like Tiramia during the weekdays, but what I've started doing is that Paul will just pay for my Tiramia coffee runs, and I'll just end up reloading my card on Starbucks and just end up getting us drinks, and then that way I kind of pay for what he's already paid for Tiramia, which hopefully that makes sense, but if it doesn't, it kind of makes sense to me, so that's all that really matters. So that is all the spending I did, which is not a lot, but like I mentioned, for the most part I was just at home working pretty much every single day, and if I wasn't working I was studying, and then I had school. That's kind of how my weeks go, but I definitely want to utilize some money from my allowance, my beauty, and definitely for my birthday fund, because my birthday is coming up, so I want to have something to wear probably for that. But let's start with no spend days. I had a no spend on the 10th, on the 13th, on the 14th, and on the 16th, because we do, like I mentioned, weekly check-in from Monday through Sunday. So now I am all ready to go, and I can go ahead and just zoom in. So for food, we have 2 little stickers here. So that was 35 plus 27, which means that I, in total for food, spent $62. So 62. And then I did have $2.15 remaining, so I'm going to subtract that. That means that we should have $153 remaining for food. So let's go ahead and take a look at our trackers. For groceries, I should have $73. Let me just get my little divider for that. And let's see. I have 50, 70, 1, 2, and 3. So I have $73 left over, and I do have 2 more weeks to take account of as of now, so I am just going to see how much it is that I would have to spend for the next 2 weeks. So around $36.50, which I think is a pretty good amount to have left over per week. So we're good there. And then eating out, I still should have 80 because I didn't go out to eat. I definitely think I'm gonna go out to eat this week. So I have 50, 70, and 80 for eating out. So we're good there. I know I didn't pump gas because I don't have any purple stickers laid down. So let me put 0. And that means that I should still have 80. And my gas divider, 20, 40, 60, 80, which I do. So that is for gas. Next up is shopping, which is all of my teal stickers, which I don't have any this week. I didn't even think about getting my nails done or anything because I was as sick as I was, so this week's spending wasn't crazy at all. So that means that we should still have the 182. So allowance, I should have $50, which I do still. And then for beauty, I should have $132. So beauty cash divider, I have 50, 100, 20, 30, 1, 2, 132. And this should cover my nails that I'll be getting, I think, this week. I'm pretty sure, because these are kind of ugly. But that's that. And then the last expense that I have here is coffee, which I don't weekly check in for, but I do have a tracker for it, so might as well show you guys since we're here. I still have 20 bucks in there. Just right here, 10, 15, and 20. And I think I should still be pretty great with that. I don't think I'm gonna go study this week just because I just took my final exam and I'm going to be going into my first class, which is Site Translation English to Spanish, I believe. So we're all good there. And I think it should definitely last me until the end of the month. And then, like I mentioned, no budgeted expenses. I'm going to be writing down 0 here and then a dash because I don't budget anything for unbudgeted. It's just kind of like a placeholder for me to have just in case I have any unbudgeted expenses. But that is pretty much the weekly check-in part of things. I know that it was pretty boring, but I just really had a boring week spending wise since I was pretty sick. But I did end up spending some money for my sinking funds, so let me go ahead and take you there so we can take a look at what it is that I spent on. So this is my sinking fund spread, and I'm just going to stay a little bit zoomed in just so that you guys can see. These are my sinking funds, which I like to stuff in the very beginning of the month, and I do stuff for them just once a month. And this is kind of my transaction log, which is getting pretty filled. I don't typically have as many transactions as I had this month, but there's just been a lot going on. And one of them definitely was me getting sick. So the last time that we were here, we added $35 into my medical sinking fund. And on the 11th, I actually spent $15 from there for the urgent care copayment. And then last but not least, I spent some money for my date night fund on Valentine's Day, and that was around $85. And I just put Valentine's Day as the description. We just ended up, if you guys don't know, me and Paul ended up going to Sweethearts Night at Disneyland, which was super fun. I talked all about it in last night's Plan With Me, but this kind of covered a couple of things. So from paying for parking, buying a t-shirt, a couple of just snacks, and I also did split a game for the Switch with my boyfriend. So that's kind of how we like to do things around here. We like to just buy stuff and then kind of split it in half. I think that's kind of a good system that we have there. So I ended up spending $85, which is perfectly fine because I did have money on that fund, as you guys can see. So that is pretty much all that I have for my sinking funds. Now, if I have any other transactions for this month, I am just going to end up putting a sticky note just because I don't have any more space for that, which is completely fine. Totally happens. And then last but not least, I'm going to bring you guys, not to my weekly check-in, to my variable income spread, which since the last time that we saw each other, I have not had any other incomes pop up out of nowhere, which I feel like that seems to happen quite a bit with Ebates, which I talked about last week. And I haven't had many transactions, if at all, really. The only thing I really purchased last week was from a new shop to me, which is called A Glittery Life Plans. And I spent $17.12. She's had really cute functional leopard stickers, so I ended up purchasing a couple of those. And then last but not least, as I do every single month, I ended up putting a sticky note for just all the shipping that I'm paying for, which I used a website called Shippo, so that they do bill me once a week, I believe. So I have for the 4th, and on the 11th they charge me $16.87. So that's kind of what I have going on in my variable income. I don't have anything else, and I feel like this weekly check-in video was a little bit boring just because there wasn't that much spending, but I really hope that you guys enjoyed it regardless. If you guys did, please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, as well as subscribe to my channel if you guys are not subscribed already, and hopefully I will get to see you guys on my next video. Bye guys.